Madison began humming as she unpacked her clothes and hung them up in her closet. It felt bittersweet that she would no longer return to college next year. She had finally graduated, and she planned a celebratory trip to Canada with her best friends Lexi and Daniel. Things were easier too, now that she had broken up with her boyfriend Mark. With her newfound freedom, she and her friends discussed the places they wanted to visit after graduation, and Madison proposed Canada. Her parents had visited the country when they were her age, and they raved about the time they spent there. Fortunately, her friends were curious about their neighboring country too, and they agreed to her suggestion. Her phone rang and she saw it was Lexi. A streak of excitement shot through her as she answered the call. In 4 days, the three of them would embark on an adventure of a lifetime. When she answered, her friend's voice sounded subdued. "Is something wrong?" Madison asked. "I can't go to Canada with you," Lexi said. She explained that she applied for a job before they booked the trip. "The company contacted me after graduation, and on a lark, I decided to go for an interview. They're now offering me a job with a salary and benefits I can't refuse." She paused. "I'm really sorry, Maddie." Madison sat on the edge of her mattress. "Don't worry about it," she said, her tone light and cheerful. Inside, though, she was gutted. She and her friends had spoken about going on this trip for over a year now. She hoped that they would have one carefree trip together before work and life responsibilities took over their lives. After the call ended, Madison wrapped her arms around herself. She called up Daniel, but he already knew of Lexi's plan. "I'm coming over," she said. Madison drove to Daniel's apartment. When he saw her, he already knew what she needed. He put out his arms and hugged her. "It feels like my dream of adventure just died," she said. "Why?" Daniel asked. "We can still go without Lexi." She looked up at him in surprise. "I thought you'd want to cancel as well." "Nope, I'm still game to go," he said. 4 days sped by, and they were at the airport and about to board the plane. She was filled with both excitement and fear. She settled in her seat and looked around her with wide eyes. But then as the plane began to move, fear took over. She gripped the arm supports on her chair as she felt the pressure building up in her ears. Her stomach also started to churn. "I'm not feeling very well," she whispered to Daniel. Daniel grabbed the paper bag and held it ready for her. After a couple of minutes, the nausea passed. "I'm sorry to be such a pain," she said, giving him a wry smile. "Can you tell that this is my first plane ride?" "It's no big deal," he said, rubbing her back. He seemed to remember something and rummaged through his backpack. "Here, take this ginger candy. It'll help you with your motion sickness." Madison popped the candy in her mouth and closed her eyes. She felt his warm hand over her, and his calm presence soothed her. They landed in the Toronto airport 5 hours later. Madison saw a young couple trying to console a toddler. "The little girl seemed so distressed," Madison murmured to Daniel. As they started to pass the family, she overheard the mother saying, "We'll buy you a new teddy bear, honey." But that promise seemed to make the child cry harder. Daniel looked at Madison. "We should help them," he said. They approached the family and offered to search for the lost teddy bear. Daniel requested the stewardess make an announcement on the intercom. Soon everyone in the vicinity was searching for the lost toy. With the amount of people joining the search party, the little girl was soon united with her favorite teddy bear. The parents thanked them profusely before they moved off. "You're such a hero," Madison said, smiling at him. "Shh, no one's supposed to know," he said, winking at her. An hour later, they arrived at their hotel room. Madison went to take a shower, and when she came out of the bathroom, Daniel was relaxing on the bed watching a show. She joined him on the bed. They had been friends for 5 years, and she was very comfortable with him. When he put his arm around her shoulder, she didn't think anything of it. But then she felt something shift in the room. and she turned to look at him. There was a strange light in his eyes as he studied her. He reached over and brushed a wisp of hair from her cheek. Her heart began to beat faster, and without saying a word, he bent his head and touched his lips to hers. Her eyes fluttered closed as she was swept away by the soft kiss. "I just couldn't resist," he said. The sound of his voice suddenly pulled her back to reality. She scrambled off the mattress and stared at him in horror and confusion. "What was that all about?" she demanded. "Maddie, I'm sorry," he started to say. Before he could say anything more, she ran into the bathroom and slammed the door shut. She stared at herself in the mirror. She had just kissed her best friend. That intimate act had crossed the line, and their relationship would never be the same again. But then after her shock subsided, she realized that she enjoyed the kiss. In fact, she didn't want it to end. No one had ever kissed her like that before. And as she searched the past, she discovered that no one aside from Daniel had treated her with the same level of care and respect. It had never occurred to her that Daniel could be more than a friend. Maybe she should give him a chance, she thought. Madison heard a movement outside the bathroom door, and she slowly opened it. She saw Daniel dragging his suitcase behind him. "Where are you going?" she asked. He stopped. "I'm gonna find a new room," he said. "Look, I shouldn't have kissed you. It was a stupid thing to do." Madison waved her hand in the air, brushing aside his words. "How long have you had feelings for me?" she asked. He ran his fingers through his hair. "I've been in love with you ever since we met," he said. "But it doesn't matter anymore. We don't share the same feelings." "But I do share the same feelings," she said. "I was an idiot, so you'll have to forgive me for being so blind and slow." The expression on his face changed, and a spark entered his eyes. He stepped closer. "You know, we should forget about the past and just start over," he said. "Yes," she said. She tilted her head to the side and teased. "Now about that kiss. It was mind-blowing. Where did you learn to kiss so well?" He laughed. "It just so happens that I'm available to demonstrate and give lessons." He took her in his arms and proceeded to do just that. What did you guys think of the story? Please comment in the comment section below. I can't wait to read your answers and discussions. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get the latest stories to warm your heart. Until next time, bye.